Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got a brand new ship being told where it's going to home port, and guess what? It's in the United States. We also have Hawaii, some interesting turn of events going on in Hawaii, and let's talk about the CDC saying we got some rules coming. So the first thing I want to talk about is the MSC Seascape, the newest ship that is going to be coming out for MSC Cruise Lines. And they say, well, guess what? That brand new ship, we're going to home port it in Miami. Miami is getting the MSC Seascape. So that being said, I'm not sure if they're going to move one of their other ships. They currently have 4 sailing in Florida from different ports, that maybe they'll go to 5 now, trying to capitalize on the North American market. But those ships are absolutely beautiful. I was on the seaside and it looked really, really nice, beautiful designs. Kind of like a Miami, it really suits Miami. It gives you that Miami vibe when you look at the back of the ship. It's almost like condos along the ocean. It really does give you that little Miami vibe. I can't say it any more than that. It just that's the first thing I thought of when I saw the design of the ships, is I thought Miami. So good job. That brand new one coming in. Now Hawaii, we know a few ships have started. Well, I have clients right now and friends of mine who flew to LA. They have their test in hand, all set to go on the ship. They arrive at their hotel, they check their emails, and there's an email from Princess saying, well, tomorrow morning when you get to the cruise port, we're going to test you before getting on the ship. No extra cost to the passenger. Princess is covering this cost. Now I'm wondering if this is a new procedure that they are asking for from Hawaii. Is this an LAX requirement, or is Princess now just going like Norwegian Cruise Line was doing and saying you show up with a test and we're going to test you as well? No real information on Princess website. I have some calls in to my business development manager with Princess Cruise Lines. So far, no reason has been given why this is a thing. If I was to hazard a guess, I'm guessing it's a requirement from either the port or Hawaii itself, because I don't see a cruise line voluntarily trying to spend more money on tests. So, and that goes for every cruise line out there. I don't think that would be the situation that they're trying to go to. But yeah, they arrived. There's an email. By the way, tomorrow you're getting tested. Even though you've already been tested just yesterday, we're going to test you again. Just goes to show you how fluid the situation is with cruise ships again right now. Now, there is good news in many, many countries, states, Canada, United States, UK. They are all announcing that the cases have begun to drop. So they're expecting that the Omicron peak has hit in most places and is now on its way down. You know, hospitalizations and mortality usually follow about 7 to 8 days after the initial drop. So we can only hope, as where we are, that by the end of this month, that those numbers will be way, way down, so cruising can get back to normal. And that brings up a very good question. Now that the CDC is not regulating the cruise ships anymore, what's going to happen? Well, the CDC did say something, but before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button. Really does help the channel out. If you're new here, you want to keep up to the information on all things cruising. We'll update you on the protocols. We'll update you on the requirements. We'll update you on which ships are requiring what and which ones are opening and which ones are canceling. It really helps the channel out if you subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and I'd really, really appreciate it. And if you do, welcome to the channel. Okay, CDC has just come out, and now we had them disappear on the 15th. They're supposedly no longer, but the cruise lines like Carnival has signed in, Norwegian has signed in saying, we are going to voluntarily follow the CDC's guidance that they have out there and still provide them with our numbers, still provide them with all the information, and following their recommendations, the cruise line saying that they actually still go above and beyond what the CDC is actually requesting. So they're going to do that for now. Now, the CDC has come out and said, well, this is a voluntary program, and if they volunteer, they're going to have to stay with all the rules that we put out and what we think is the safest way to cruise. If you do not volunteer to be part of the program, on the CDC's website, they will be listed as gray. They will no longer be, and it's going to say right there that they are not being monitored by the CDC for safety regulations, etc. So if that's a concern of yours, going forward, you'd want to look on the website and see which cruise lines are following the CDC and which ones aren't, if that's a concern of yours. I know a lot of people out there are going, I can't wait for the CDC not to be involved. And others are saying, well, you know what, I like the cruising the way it is right now. I feel safer right now than I did, if it was just wide open. Now, the CDC has come out and said that they are going to this week, they said, it's already Wednesday, going to bring out more information on what those exact guidelines are. And they expect that the majority, if not all the cruise lines operating in U.S. waters will be part of that volunteer program. They're not expecting anybody to go around that. However, if a cruise line did decide to do that, they could go off on their own and say, you know what, we don't like the 2-day testing policy. We want the 3-day test. We want to go to 3 days to 4 days. They could say, we don't want to test all of our crew members every single day, like every single week. We want to do it every 3 weeks instead. So that's one of the reasons that if that worries you and that is a concern to you, that you would want to keep an eye on which cruise lines are following the actual guidance and the guidelines. And then you also know that they are definitely reporting all of their numbers to the CDC and the cruise ports. And so there's nothing hidden that way. At least you know one body is watching over it as opposed to them self-regulating everything. Personally, myself, I can't wait for a few of these things to disappear. I would love the testing to disappear. I would love the masking policy eventually to disappear. It's not cruising as much as it was before. But and I had a taste of the cruising without protocols, basically, other than testing and a little bit of social distancing on a couple of my cruises in the fall of last year. So let's hope that the CDC's guidelines, when they come out, isn't overreaching more than they were now, but I don't think they will be. The CDC has come out and said that the cruise lines have been doing a really good job when you compare with every place else. And CLIA, the Cruise Line Association, came out and said, let's just take a look at what the cruise lines have done compared to what's on land. And the percentage of people being infected on land is way higher than anywhere else. They said on a cruise ship, both crew members and passengers approach 100% fully vaccinated passengers and crew, compared to 60% across the United States. Where else can you get those numbers? They also test their passengers and crew members more than 27 times any place else on land. So they keep on saying that, look, we're doing what we have to do to keep our passengers safe and help they feel comfortable coming on our ships. And apparently the CDC is agreeing with them because they haven't shut down a single thing, even as Omicron had spread. So thumbs up. Let's hope it keeps going. And all those ships that had to postpone and delay some cruises get back out as soon as possible. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.